Welcome to the Daily Reflection for Monday, September 29th. Today, the Universal Church celebrates the feast day of the archangels of Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. Angels, as purely spiritual beings, act as servants and messengers of God. And these three archangels are recognized for their unique and pivotal roles in the history of salvation. So their collective celebration this day invites all of us to contemplate the reality of the unseen spiritual world and God's loving care for us through his angels and through all of the blessings he pours into our lives. So let me just talk a little bit about each of the archangels. Saint Michael, whose Hebrew name means "who is like God," is presented as a great warrior and protector. He is the leader of the heavenly armies in their battle against the forces of evil as described in the book of Revelation, where he casts Satan from heaven. He is a spiritual defender against pride and darkness, and his name itself serves as a battle cry, proclaiming God's ultimate power. He is invoked as the patron and guardian of the church and a powerful intercessor against evil. Saint Gabriel, whose name means strength of God, is the chosen messenger of God's most important announcements. While he appears in the book of Daniel to explain visions, his most pivotal role, as we know in salvation history, is the Annunciation. It was Saint Gabriel who delivered the good news to the Blessed Virgin Mary that she would conceive the Son of God, and thus announcing the Incarnation. So again, Saint Gabriel is the bearer of good news, revealing and truly helping to explain God's divine plan to us as humans. Saint Raphael, whose name means God heals, is known as an angel of healing and companionship. His story is beautifully recounted in the book of Tobit. Disguised as a human, Saint Raphael accompanies the young Tobias on his long journey, protects him from a demon, and provides knowledge for the cure that heals Tobit's blindness. He embodies God's healing presence and compassionate guidance in our day-to-day lives. So the first reading for today's Mass in honor of the archangels comes to us from the 7th chapter of the book of Daniel. It reads, "As I watched, thrones were set up, and the Ancient One took his throne. His clothing was bright as snow, and his hair on his head as white as wool. His throne was flames of fire, with wheels of burning fire. A surging stream of fire flowed out from where he sat. Thousands upon thousands were ministering to him, and myriads upon myriads attended him. The court was convened, and the books were opened. As the visions during the night continued, I saw one like a son of man coming on the clouds of heaven. When he reached the Anointed One, the Ancient One, and was presented before him, he received dominion, glory, and kingship. Nations and peoples of every language served him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that shall not be taken away. His kingship shall not be destroyed." So today's reading from the book of the prophet Daniel shows forth again what is happening within the spiritual realm of heaven. And yes, many times probably you or I wish that we could have glimpses of this reality to help us to truly enter more deeply into that reality and to increase our faith. But I think if we're truthful with ourselves, we don't need visions of heaven when we can look honestly at what we're experiencing here on earth and see how much God's grace and mercy, the influence of angels and guardian angels whom we'll celebrate in a few days, and just the absolute wonder of all the miraculous things that truly happen around us. So yes, the archangels and the spiritual reality of heaven is always at work, helping and guiding. But again, we know through our own limited experiences here on earth that God is acting, that amazing things are being done by his grace and mercy and his angels. And hopefully that can be enough so that we can lift our hearts and minds more and more to trusting in God's providential plan and to be truthful when we experience things that are very difficult in this world, things that are contrary to God's plan, things that are sinful and evil. We know that we have help and assistance from above. St. Michael, St. Gabriel, St. Raphael, all of the angels, all the saints interceding for us. But again, they are there, ready, willing, and able to help us. But again, it requires our faith and trusting that, again, if we can just stay faithful and be reminded of their great work, we will be blessed in our lives. And who knows, we may experience even more miraculous things than we could ever imagine. Thanks for listening, and have a blessed day.